Sam, let's start with the biggest controversy that everyone's talking about.
Will Smith.
Will Smith. He
Slapping
hit Chris Rock in the face, slapped him a lot on live television because Chris Rock was coming out on stage to present the Best Documentary Feature Award. He was doing the Chris Rock thing where
he makes fun of dudes,
jokes.
and that's his whole that's his whole job.
He made a joke about Will Smith's wife, Jada Pinkett Smith, looking like G.I. Jane.
Which was an odd reference because that movie came out forever ago and no one knows
The
what it is.
joke was that she looked like she was bald.
Part
of the joke was that she's bald and looked like she was going to go film a G.I. Jane. And the other part of the joke was that they make so many sequels now that there would be a sequel to G.I. Jane. And everyone laughed, including Will Smith.
Until she gave him
And then
the stink eye.
she didn't, though. She gave him a dirty look.
She gave him the...
And then they cut, and he's getting up on stage all angry. And at first, Chris Rock's like laughing because your first assumption is he's going to be like,
he's coming out to do a bit.
He's going to do a
something.
bit with you, right? And then he just hits him in the face, and then sits down, and then he just cusses him out.
And then Chris
Rock's just like, "All right, dude, chill."
Okay.
And then the show comes to a screeching halt. And then they have to just like cut to the category to the nominees.
Okay.
And then the rest of the show is just haunted by what happened.
The joke was like, it wasn't even him like doing anything that bad because it was like a quick like, oh, G.I. Jane 2,
there's a couple takeaways from this.
Oh, wait, I forgot to mention. She has alopecia, which is
a medical
that's why
condition
she
which
shaved.
causes her hair to
didn't
fall
know
out.
that.
Which
No, he did, but like,
well, he said he didn't know, like on Twitter or something.
Oh, he did?
Well, the point is, there's a couple takeaways from this. No matter how you feel about Chris Rock's joke, right? At the end of the day, he was there to entertain, and it was a joke. You don't want to set the precedent that anytime someone makes a mean or insensitive joke, that you go up and smack them in the face. What if we applied that to like comedy clubs? What if a comedian's doing crowd work, makes fun of a fat person, and then that guy goes up and decks him in the face? Like, that's dumb. That's not a good
it
precedent
wouldn't
to
just be
set.
Chris Rock, and it'd be Joe Biden.
Yeah,
Because he makes fun of fat people all the time.
but like,
well, and like, okay, even if it was an offensive joke, like a really offensive joke, he was like, it was a bad joke.
yeah. Number one, also
Will
the joke
Smith-
wasn't really that bad. Like, it was mean, but it wasn't like.
If it was that
That's
bad,
not
Will
even
Smith-
close to the meanest joke anyone's told at the Oscars.
Will Smith should have confronted him after the show.
And was like, hey
Or, like,
man,
been like, hey man, don't joke about her hair and stuff. She's sensitive
there
about
are
that.
smarter ways to deal with
Like,
that.
No,
Like interrupting this huge event was not a good call.
Yeah.
And then,
And then 20 minutes later,
second of the main takeaways, guys. This greater discussion that has spawned about the nature and use of violence in modern society.
Yeah.
Guys,
please shut up.
it was one slap. One slap.
They're both fine.
He didn't punch him in the face and start beating him up and kicking him, and his
He
friends
didn't
didn't come
shank him.
over and start kicking him on the ground. Like, he slapped him once
Like
and walked away.
Hey,
he did
he's
like a
fine.
mega combo.
And they're both fine. Like, yes, you shouldn't slap people for making jokes.
No, don't slap people in general unprovoked.
Yeah, you
because
shouldn't.
it's assault.
Generally speaking, you shouldn't beat people up for no reason. But one regular slap in the grand scheme of all the violence that there is in the world isn't really that big of a deal.
No, I was just thinking like if Ricky Gervais hosted the Oscars, he would have gone home in an ambulance.
Yeah.
If this was a thing that was
No,
allowed.
he
If
would've
this was a
gone to
common
the-
everyday occurrence,
No,
he
no,
would
no,
be
Tucker,
dead.
he would be a bag of
He would
broken
be a
bones.
puddle of comedian
Yeah,
bones.
he'd just be like, yeah, bah, 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 and then they'd just be like,
Punch him in the face. Yeah, this is not a. So again, main takeaway: this is a bad precedent to set.
yeah.
And also, that said, wasn't that big of a deal. It was a slap. Calm
Tucker,
down.
you don't go to you don't go to home in an ambulance. You go to the hospital.
Okay, thanks, Max.